Yo, what's good guys? Today I will teach you guys the alignment between the daily PO3 and the weekly PO3, and make sure to watch Zion's video about the basics of PO3, etc. So accumulation, manipulation, distribution, that is on his channel. I will link his video down below in the comments as well. So as I said, make sure to check that out to then understand the a bit more of advanced stuff that I will teach you guys today. So let's get straight to it. So guys, first let's start with the things you should know. Obviously you should know about open high low close and open low high closes. Those are just the basics of PO3, but you will understand that if you watch Zion's video. And you should also know about AMDX and XAMD. AMDX is simply that we have the accumulation first, the manipulation second, and the distribution as third. And then we have just a continuation and slash reversal. And XAMD is that we just have the continuation slash reversal on the first day, and then accumulation, manipulation, distribution. But those two things here change. So continuation goes in the front for XAMD, and accumulation moves, a bit one more day to the right for XAMD. But this chart example, not chart example, but this example right here is like a really perfect weekly PO3 slash daily PO3 aligned PO3 example, due to we having an accumulation day, a manipulation day on which we put in a manipulation for the whole week, then in distribution lower on the manipulation day. We have a distribution every day, which is like most likely to occur in New York, obviously, and then the distribution day. So on that day we have the biggest distribution most of the times, on which we hit the external or maybe even internal drawn liquidity. Yeah, but what I want to talk about is that, as you guys can see here, the weekly PO3, if that is the open of the weekly PO3, we have an accumulation day, we have a manipulation day higher, and what do we have after a manipulation which goes higher? We obviously have distribution lower. And what I want to talk about is how you can align the weekly PO3 with the daily PO3, because if you go to a lower time frame, one whole day of the weekly PO3 now has the 3 stages as well, maybe even 4, but I'm gonna show it to you guys with 3 stages because it's easier to understand. On the whole accumulation day for the weekly PO3, we also have a PO3 obviously, because we have a PO3 on every time frame, even on the 1 minute, because 1 minute candles have open low high close or open high low closes. But on this example we have an accumulation, we have a manipulation lower, and a distribution higher. This should be in a not extremely big range, so we still have an accumulation day. The fact is, if we have like a really high points move on that day, it is most of the time it is just the reversal slash continuation day, so we will have an XAMD that week. But I'm going to show it on an AMDX example. So on the whole accumulation day, which is only one part of the weekly PO3, we have another PO3, accumulation, manipulation, distribution, and so on. But I'm going to go into depth for these 2 quarters as well, because they are the most important quarters for the week, because like we need to have a big manipulation and we need to have a distribution. So the most of the times the manipulation for the manipulation day, okay, that sounds weird. I'm going to go into depth of that. So on the whole manipulation, we have a daily PO3, because this is the manipulation quarter for the weekly PO3. But in that quarter we have another PO3. We have an accumulation, we have a manipulation higher, a big manipulation higher, and we have a distribution lower. So Asia lows, London lows, etc. But the manipulation for the manipulation for the weekly PO3 is always like every time is also the manipulation for the daily PO3. So we have our daily PO3 manipulation higher, and now we need to know if that is confirmed for our manipulation for the whole week. And trust me, guys, if we have a manipulation, even if you think we have a manipulation day and we put in a manipulation and we do not have an SMT, especially SSMTs, if you guys don't know what SSMTs are, that is QT, that is a QT concept. I'm not going to go into depth of that, but that is just a better, a more precise SMT. But let's say if you have a manipulation and you have no SMT connected to the high or the low, that is not our high time frame manipulation for the week. We always have an SMT on the manipulation high slash low. Trust me, guys, we always have. On every real reversal there is an SSMT or SMT. So after that distribution day, we don't expect like a big manipulation on over the previous day high, because that is confirmed as our manipulation high for the whole week. So on the distribution day, we expect press it or internal or external draw, and the manipulation is, as you guys can see, we have also accumulation, manipulation higher, and strong distribution lower, and the manipulation is just above the pre-market highs, so above the London and Asia highs, and we hit maybe OTE or equilibrium of the distribution range from yesterday or just the previous day range. And obviously we don't expect the manipulation to be extremely big on the distribution day, rather the distribution to be really big on the distribution day. And in the other way around, on the manipulation, we expect the manipulation to be big, but the distribution to be like medium, not big and not as small as on like accumulation days, but not as big obviously as on the distribution day. So let's move on to the chart example to give you guys a clear understanding of that on a live market example. So guys, this is last week, and we traded it. We both had a winning week on that day. I think we both I think Zions is up like 1k on his funded, and I passed my evil on this week because we understood how the week is going to play out and we could align the time frames. If you look on the right of the chart, we have the weekly PO3 candle, so just the weekly candle. And what do we have here? We all, as I said in Zion's video, we have a bearish open high low close, and on the bullish example it is an open low high close. And this week was a bearish week due to us just still being bearish on the higher time frame, because we need to put in the manipulation for the year, and I think that's what we're doing right now. But yeah, you guys know how open high low closes are. We opened here, we put in a manipulation high, we distributed lower, and we had a small reversal. And yeah, that is the weekly PO3 candle. Now though, what this video is obviously about is the alignment. So our goal is obviously trading the daily PO3 based on what we expect on the upcoming week. Like on Monday, as an example, we saw that we had a range of 400 to 500, 470 points. We expected Tuesday to be slow due to us wanting an accumulation day, to then have a manipulation day and a distribution day. So on Tuesday, you could have skipped it or played only targeted like Asia lows, which we hit. So that would be a good trade. Or on the manipulation. Now here's an important thing. What do we want the week to end like? We want the week to end bearish, due to, as I said, I think I said it before, the higher time frame is and the narrative is bearish, because we're putting in our yearly manipulation right now. So we want a bearish week, and where do we need to manipulate to? Obviously higher. So we want a manipulation higher to then go lower. So on a Q and on 9:30 open, yeah, we were close to the high. Oh no, we already swept it. So we had the manipulation for the day to the previous day high. So we had the manipulation higher. And here now is the thing, if you think about it, now we already have the manipulation for the week. We should just start to distribute to our draw, and my draw was the low of the week or the EQ from here. So some people even targeted, I saw that some people even targeted the low of the week right here or that. I didn't, obviously. I just targeted the low of the day, which was the low right here, because it's just we need these draws for our distribution day. What were like we the distribution day was the day the next day. So then on the distribution day, I sadly didn't trade, but Zion did, and he caught the whole move. Because it was obvious that we're gonna distribute lower now that our manipulation is already done for the week. As I said, which was also confirmed. So I hope, guys, I hope that you have like an insight of how you can align the daily power of three with the weekly power of three, so you can expect some days to be big, some days to you can expect the manipulation of some days to be bigger than other days, and you can expect the distribution from some days to be bigger than the distribution from other days. So I really hope you understand that, because it's really important. If you didn't, feel free to ask us in the Discord server or in the comments down below. I will make sure to answer them. But yeah, I think if you want specific questions, it's the best if you guys join the Discord server. We obviously will answer you guys the advanced ICT and the basic QT stuff on Discord. So now guys, I hope you have a great day or night on, yeah, depends on wherever you are, but see you guys on the next one. And make sure to watch the part 3 on the ICT Power 3 concept videos, which will be uploaded by Zion on his channel. So make sure to subscribe him as well.